Hello everyone. Today's my presentation topic is exploring existential themes in popular culture. So these are some academic details, and starting with the term defining what is existentialism. So existentialism is a philosophical movement which was arose in the mid 20th century, and it was largely arose in uh, phil- uh, the European continent, and only after the other philosophers came and elaborated on this particular theory, it goes across the border. And existentialist philosophers predominantly from European country, and existentialism is arguably the most famous philosophical movement. Basically, existentialism theory helps human beings to gives the meaning to their the whichever meaning they want in their life, the existentialism gives them. So the philosophy suggests that humans being aware of their mortality ascribe meaning to their lives by making choices and engaging in their action. So as a human beings, we do not have any particular essence. Our choices make our essence. So our existence precedes our essence. So there is no predetermined essence of human beings. Our choices are our essence, according to Sartre. So we are not born with fixed human nature, but create our own essence through the choice we make. Existentialism says about to exist authentically in the highest degree, true to oneself and honest to oneself. According to Coates, he argues that as an individual, we should not incline to others' philosophical, others' existential philosophy, but rather we should take a stance for our own philosophy. And existentialism calls for the confronting one's finitude, aloneness, and freedom through the experience that return one to authentic selfhood. There are some key existentialist thinkers like Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, Martin Heidegger, Sartre, and Jasper, and Marcel. They all shared the same belief, but their philosophy didn't adequately deal with the real human life. So Sartre have said that we human possess the radical freedom, and there is no determinism. Man is free, and man is freedom. So though there are some other key philosophers as well, but these are the four which are the existential key philosophers. First of them is Soren Kierkegaard. He is the one who gives the concept of the existentialism, but he, as such, didn't name the existentialism. And then comes the Friedrich Nietzsche, and then comes Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre is the one who coined and popularized the term in his essay Existentialism and Humanism. And Soren Kierkegaard, also known as the father of existential philosophy. So let us look at some existential views of these existential philosophers. So Kierkegaard had some Christian injection, which includes the leap of faith. So leap of faith basically means that we are connected with the some divine or transcendental being that is look after us, and the meaning to give our life, it is done by that. And we in our day-to-day life also takes a leap of faith that the bad choices that we have made is made up by the God. And on the other hand, Nietzsche have said that God is there, and even if there is a God, it doesn't mean that He will help us in our finding the meaning. God is particularly indifferent to us. So Kierkegaard believed that the problem of meaning could be solved by an individual's connection to the divine, while Nietzsche took a strong anti-Christian stance. So Nietzsche also gives the idea of Übermensch or Overmensch, which basically implies that as a human beings we are free to do whatever we want to do in our life. And Sartre is bad faith. According to Sartre, bad faith is when individuals deceive themselves by denying or misinterpreting something that they are inherently aware about themselves. So in his article Stevenson gives one interesting example of the bad faith that one person is homosexual, but and this homosexuality cannot be changed or altered. This is the fact. Yet that homosexual person doesn't accept his homosexuality and doesn't practice it. So it becomes his bad faith. So here one question arises that how this existential theory and existential philosophy is portrayed in such popular films and TV, and how it helps us to find our own to address our own identity crisis, meanings, and moralities. So, what is pop culture? So, pop culture or popular culture uh, is a cultural expression, tradition, and ideologies which was practiced by the mass culture within the society, and it is easily accessible to the every even marginalized people. So it is accessible and it is at contrast with the mainstream culture of the elite people, and it is closely tied with the media, commercialism, and industries such as television and advertising, and it is also include the popular genres like music, fashion, trends, comic books, and fiction and sports. And also this popular culture act as a mirror of the society, and it also helps to shape the cultural trends. So these are some things which can be fall under the popular culture. It includes the fashion, songs, animes, games, and games such as PUBG and other OTT platforms like Netflix and Amazon and Disney, and our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, and all other things. So one such Netflix series is a 2014 BoJack Horseman series, which talks about the existentialism and uh, Civic talks about and remarks about this series that this is the most existential show on television is about the cartoon, which is Alcoholic Horse. So BoJack Horseman is 2014 Netflix original adult animated series created by Raphael Boxberg. This series particularly takes place in the fictional town of Hollywood, in which the humans and the anthropomorphic animals live coexist together. And our title character, BoJack Horseman, is one such character who exhibits the identity crisis in the novel, alongside with other characters as well. And also, this show is also the dark satire on the entertainment industry as well. In the particular series, it is also satire on the Me Too movement, and casting couch happens in the industries as well. And the core existential idea is that this show doesn't to be constrain their characters from finding the meanings in their life. We see the other than BoJack Horseman, all the other characters are grappled with their absurdities, and they are trying to continue to find meaning in their life. So existentialism and BoJack Horseman. So main existential characteristic that BoJack Horseman defines that authenticity versus living in bad faith. We have seen BoJack is continuously escaping from his responsibilities and all that things. So he says that I am responsible for my own happiness. I can't even be responsible for my own breakfast. So we can see that he does not make easily the choice one should make to be an existentialist. And he also wanted to regain his fame. Back in the 90s, he was a sitcom actor, and now he also wanted to give his life meaning by winning an Oscar award. But after winning an Oscar award, he says that it is futile to give meaning to the life. Just like BoJack, every other character in the story awaits for happy ending, which does not actually exist. And Sweek also says that we must imagine BoJack happy. We must imagine he wants to be. BoJack is Sisyphus, a rolling beer bottle up to the Hollywood hills. So these are some frames that touches upon the existential themes and absurdist themes. First one is the BoJack's dialogue is about the point is I don't understand how people live. It is amazing to see that people wake up and say, "Yeah, another day, let's do it." How do they do it? And I don't know. And another is I spend a lot of time with the real me, and believes me, nobody's gonna love that guy. So here we can see the elusive nature of the BoJack Horseman, who constantly evades from his responsibility and his duties, and indulges into the various relationships. And he is also a drunkard, and also he is sabotaging himself and the other characters who are in and around his life. And other character Diane, who is much more progressive character than BoJack, because she has accepted her fate and she grapples with absurdities of life, says that every happy ending has the day after the happy ending. Like absurdities in life will never stop; it will continue day after day. So some other minor characters who portrays the existential crisis, other than BoJack Horseman, all the minor characters are in a way progressive characters because they have acknowledged their absurdities in their life and they are trying to give meanings to their life. So according to Kant, the world is nonsensical and meaningless, but human desperately tries to find purpose in it. This disparity is called the absurd hero and the absurdity. And such absurd hero are in the series are Mr. Peanut Butter, Cuddly Whiskers, and to some extent Todd as well. Mr. Peanut Butter and Todd in the series seen as continuously making up projects and having some business ideas and all the things. By that, they are continuously trying to give the meaning to their life. One such instance is their plan was to create a driving service to make transportation safer for women. Is portrayed as a sincere attempt to do good, but it only end up making themselves rich. Mr. Peanut Butter says one dialogue that the universe is cruel, uncaring void. The key to being happy isn't a search for meaning. It is just keep yourself busy with unimportant nonsense, and eventually you will be there. So this dialogue says that how we can consider Mr. Peanut Butter as absurdist hero. So one another character name goes by Baboon, Jogging Baboon, can also be seen as one of the absurdist hero who, just like absurdist hero Sisyphus, every day goes onto the hill and comes back. This kind of things he does every day, and he also motivates BoJack to do the same because even if it is meaningless, but you have to do it, and regardless of it. And Princess Caroline also finds some meaning by various love relationship, and she also knows that these relationships are fleeting, and therefore her meaning to life is also fleeting. And she also says that who knows for how long this meaning will last for her. And another character is Diane, and she finds meaning in her life through the online activism. She is in a series portrayed as an author, and she is also writing the biography of BoJack Horseman as well. And she is particularly associated with the war and hungers. And she writes in the series about these war and hunger articles. But it is not worth it for her because she cannot earn good money out of it. And therefore, she has to write for the celebrities. So another movie is 1999 Fight Club. This Fight Club movie also portrays some existential themes, but rather in a more violent way. The 1999 movie Fight Club is adapted from the Chuck Palahniuk's novel with the same name, and it is directed by the David Fincher. The movie follows the unnamed narrator's life, who is played by the Edward Norton, and he feels devoid and alienated from the society because of the capitalistic approach of the society and the consumerism. And out of this, he meets his alter ego, Tyler Durden, who represents vitality, freedom, and masculinity that protagonists lack. He let loose his alter ego, Tyler Durden, who stands for everything that our protagonist lacks. As I've said, the Fight Club is also a critique of capitalistic consumerism, masculinity, and mortality and identity. So insomnia is as existential angst. So our unnamed protagonist has suffered from the insomnia, which can also be a metaphor for his identical crisis as well. And he also goes to the various supporting groups where he possibly finds solace and connectedness toward the society. And by going into the supporting group, he thinks that he will be near to the death because there are some people who are heavily deceased and they are on the verge of death. So our protagonist thinks that by doing this, he can also have the near-death experience and he can find the meaning in his life. So narrator in the movie Fight Club is played by the Edward Norton, is a central character whose existential crisis drives the movie's plot. So Tyler also emerges from the narrator's psyche and responds to his emasculation, lack of meaning, and spiritual numbness in the modern capitalistic society. And our narrator Edward Norton also went through the three metamorphoses of the spirit according to the Nietzsche. First of all, he is a camel. is a uh, metaphor for the social constraint that our narrator holds, and he after that rebels and comes into the second category of the lion in the second stage, where he is a rebellious spirit. He let loose the Tyler Durden and established Fight Club to give the meaning to his life, and then at the last he also comes to the stage of child where where he was reborn and give and able to give a new meaning to his life. So here are some existential themes that is portrayed in the Fight Club. First of all, we have seen the search for meaning and purpose. Our character is feel devoted because of the capitalism and all the things, and he wants to be loved and connected with the society, but he cannot do that, and so that is why he's insomniac and all the things. And with his alter ego Tyler Durden, he also established Project Mayhem, which requires forceful obedience, and which is not a good thing. So he, at the end of the series, also metaphorically kills his alter ego as well. And it is also talks about the radical freedom. The narrator must make difficult choices without moral guidelines, such as the Project Mayhem, which include the destroying the capitalistic all the which includes the destroying the buildings of capitalistic and rejecting the essence for existence. By letting loose his alter ego Tyler Durden, he his identity as Tyler Durden exemplified the existentialist view that one existence precedes and shapes one's perceived essence or self-conception. So, what are some impacts of this narrative? So, pop culture, as I've said, that is a prism through which contemporary societies navigate various cultural realities, and such kind of existentialism is portrayed in this kind of a popular movie and TV shows allows us to connect ourselves from the characters like BoJack Horseman and the Edward Norton and Tyler Durden, and it is also helpful to address our identity crisis and our identity crisis as well. And Edgar Kelly and Stephanie Helsing, in their article "Constructive Education with the Media Using Fight Club to Teach Existential Counseling Theory," also use this kind of movies to teach the students about the abstract existentialism theory. So, to conclude, the prevalence of existential themes in popular cinema reflects the enduring human search for meaning, identity, and purpose. We can relate with such kind of characters as our own. And interrelations of existentialism and popular culture highlights how human beings strive to understand their limits on the earth. And these are some references, and thank you.
So, Akash, I am interested to know how do the works of Camus and Sartre intersect or diverge in the exploration of existential themes such as absurd freedom and searching for meaning in life.
Yes, the works of Albert Camus and Sartre have remained one of the important in the existential themes in today's popular culture as well. Like we have seen the Sartre's idea of existence precede essence is also seen in the character of the Edward Norton, and other than that, we have seen the various example of absurd hero in the web series BoJack Horseman as well, where jogging baboon was continuously going up to the hill and coming back to the hill and motivates BoJack Horseman to do the same. So yes, it is a very we can say that it is remain important Camus and Sartre's work in today's world as well.
Akash, my question is, can you identify any example of existential theme in visual art or graphic novels, and how do they differ from other mediums?
So these kind of visual arts also falls under the popular culture as well, and by it is our human tendency to see that visual to get to know more about the visual from visual arts and such kind of graphical novels by which we can more clearly understand such a kind of abstract philosophy like existential theme, existential